Alright, Andres Rodriguez, how was the panel?
The panel was unbelievable. I mean, this opportunity to explain to people how I got into Microstock and where I am at now, it was just amazing. And also the crowd that was present to see the presentation, it's just amazing. I mean, well, the other panelists were Lee Torrance, you know him, very famous Microstock hero. Jerry Arcos, the top seller, and Kelly Klein from iStock. So it was, I got to share the panel with some really good and interesting people. And in the crowd there were some CEOs from Fotolia, from some other agencies. There were some macro shooters that wanted to know more about the Microstock business. And it was just really interesting how all the questions were, I mean, everybody's so interested about the Microstock market, and it's just unbelievable. I was really happy to get to be there and explain a little bit about it, and hopefully I'll be back next year.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Caps now, stock expert. How are you going?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you. So what sort of reaction are you getting to Microstock from people here on the expo floor?
It's actually, this year has been very positive, and it seems to be getting more and more positive every year. You have people who are still very unfamiliar with it. The people who are familiar with it, seem very enthusiastic about it. A lot of people still aren't quite clear about what it means to license as royalty-free commercial stock. So there's a little education process going on, but they seem very enthusiastic about it once they hear about it. Once they understand that they retain the rights to their images, they can do what else they want with their images. They warm up to the concept as well. So. Response overall has been pretty good.
So Inash, we're here at PACA. What is your experience so far?
Welcome at PACA. It's your first PACA, no?
I think so, yes.
You have a very nice jacket.
I now have to show the jacket. Thank you. It's a great jacket.
So PACA is a family for stock agency. We felt like we are entering a family 3 years ago at Key West when Microstock was still an emergent player. Right now, the potential of Microstock is acknowledged, and the things we've seen today are much different than a few years ago in terms of trust about the model, about the seriosity of photographers and the quality of the content. So things changed a lot in the last years. While there is a challenge to us as an agency, considering the interest received from production companies and from collections from the traditional world. Basically, we anticipate that in 2 years from now, even sooner, there will be no collection not participating into Microstock at a certain level. And what creates the next challenge for us is to provide them with the revenue they need for their productions, because we are aware that costs are higher for them, while keeping the community active and motivating our amateur photographers to submit more and to continue their hobby without affecting their revenue. So that's our plan for the next future.
Fantastic. All right, thanks very much, Devin. Yuriakis, 1 week in New York. It's been a big week. What's happened?
It's been a very big week. Well, basically, a lot of stuff has happened, but one of the major things that I'm really excited about is the interest in Microstock, and that's from all fronts. If you go to basically any seminar you go to about stock, and you'll see all the questions directed towards Microstock. Everything is about Microstock, and it's really surprising, and of course we're very happy to see so many people interested. One thing that's very interesting is also that back in the days, like 2 years ago, Microstock were very angry with Microstock. They had something going on there, and that's completely gone now, and replaced with respect and a lot of interest. People want to get into Microstock. How can we do this? How can we actually make a living from Microstock? How can we be part of this new era of stock? That's the approach today. It's not unfriendly emails or hate emails as we got 2 years ago.
Cool, fantastic. Thank you very much. Steve Pigeon, Master File. How is the traditional sector of the market responding differently to Microstock this year as opposed to a year ago?
I think to answer that question, I would use a quote from one of my favorite philosophers, Mark Twain, who said, "History doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes." And there is a difference. I remember when royalty-free first hit the scene, the response of the industry was arrogance. This is bullshit, this stuff is mediocre, it'll never compete. And then as it grew and it was becoming serious, people in the traditional industry were going around with badges saying, "Say no to clip art." And then a year or two later they started adopting it, and it's now in the traditional business, royalty-free is one of the biggest revenue contributors for stock photo agencies. Now when I look at the Microstock story, variation on the theme with one change, and that is they've gone directly from number 1 to number 3. So originally it was arrogance, and I was as guilty as the next guy saying this business model can't work, you can't make money selling pictures for $1. And then we realized, oh my goodness, you can, and you can make a lot of money doing this, both as a business and potentially as an artist. And as this started to register, we didn't bother with the say no to Microstock buttons. Everybody, ourselves included, is now looking at Microstock as being a very serious way for artists to make money and for businesses to make money.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.